5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Bitter breeze. Another surge of Arctic air has prompted a weather impact alert day Thursday as wind chills drop to near zero for the first time this season. How long this Arctic blast lasts and if any more snow will complicate our travel.
Sports betting raising the ante on addiction in the Show Me State.
It's really about shame. That's the name of the game.
The money Missouri is using to help compulsive gamblers. Our top story, big budget cuts or bust. Tonight, the tough decisions debated among St. Louis County leaders.
At some point, we're going to have to ask the citizens, for more money.
Tonight, the St. Louis County Council and County Executive are once again at odds, this time over an $81 million budget deficit. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Kelly Jackson has the night off. The budget battle played out just a few hours ago. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski was there as leaders debate what should be on the chopping block.
Members of the St. Louis County Council say they're working to put together a brand new budget after they say the one submitted by County Executive Sam Page doesn't address the multi-million-dollar deficit.
We're mandated by our charter and state law as to some of the kinds of things in programming that we must have. Everything else is nice to do, but we just at this particular point cannot afford that.
The council says the county has a $61 million deficit in general revenue and $20 million deficit in the health fund.
We're going to make some definite cuts. We're going to look for revenue sources as well. And so we've got to do both in this case. We are so far out of balance right now. There's no way we could balance this in 1 or even 2 years.
Are there going to be some job cuts then?
We don't know at this point. We have a fairly high turnover rate because of the age of our employment. And so we've got a lot of folks that are eligible to retire. So I think a lot of it could be handled through attrition as we move forward.
County Executive Page says he believes they should use RAM's settlement money and institute an online sales tax.
The tax is estimated to bring in between $45 and $75 million in new revenue each year. Putting the proposal on the ballot lets voters decide what level of services they want moving forward.
Council Chairwoman Rita Hurd-Days says the county department heads are not getting the message.
But each year, even though the departments don't spend 100% of their assessment from the previous year, they're still asking for more money. That's a discipline. We do not have the discipline in the county to address this issue.
If we do nothing like the county executive would like us to do, we will be bankrupt next year.
Reporting in Clayton, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
The county council plans to vote on budget items at their next 2 meetings in hopes of having it finalized before the end of the year. Developing tonight, St. Louis County Police searching for 2 men who may be armed with AK-47s. They're wanted for the shooting of a teenager in Hillsdale. This happened about 4 hours ago on Overly Avenue. The teen was rushed to the hospital for treatment. We just reached back out to police minutes ago for updates, but still no word on the teen's condition or description of the suspects they're looking for. And right now, Breckenridge Hills police are searching for a person of interest wanted for a deadly shooting. A man was shot just before noon on Chaucer Avenue. The victim was taken to the hospital where he died. A witness reported seeing someone running from the area a short time later. Tonight, the roads are mostly clear from yesterday's snow, but there's still slick spots to look out for. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has issued another weather impact alert day for Thursday because of an Arctic blast packing dangerous cold, and that's arriving within the next 24 hours, Scott.
Yeah, this time tomorrow night, we'll probably have some snow flurries with that as well. We don't think the snow tomorrow evening will be a problem. It's the cold air that's going to be the bigger problem as we go into Thursday morning. And so the bitter cold will be arriving overnight tomorrow night. By Thursday morning, we're down into the teens. All day Thursday, we'll be dealing with this cold air, struggling to get back to 20 degrees or even above 20 in some cases. The morning wind chills for some of us will be near zero. You're going to need the hats, the coats, the gloves. Here is that Arctic surge as it comes in later Wednesday into Wednesday night. It really makes its appearance felt as we head into early Thursday morning. It's about 14 degrees or so around 6 a.m. But wind chills at that point will range from about 2 to 3 degrees below zero to about 10 degrees above zero as we go to the south of St. Louis, where there's not much snow on the ground. Temperatures only back to about 19 at noon. Right now, looking at at readings still in the mid-20s. Skies have cleared in St. Louis for the most part. Just a few high clouds coming in from the west. Those low clouds have pushed off to the east. We think you're okay tomorrow morning. Should be partly cloudy, low 20s, not a lot of wind. We should be on the dry side, and most of those slick spots have been taken care of today. Of course, we'll keep you updated on this cold air and how long it lasts.
And remember, you can get the latest weather impact forecast anytime on our free 5+ streaming app. Just search for KSDK in your smart TV's app store. Tonight, we're pressing MoDOT for answers after thousands of drivers were stuck for hours on area highways yesterday afternoon during the height of a snowstorm. The agency declined our request for an interview today and did not answer our questions by email. Yesterday, MoDOT admitted it did not pre-treat roads, blaming forecasts that showed the snow would arrive later. And State Senator Nick Schroer questions that excuse.
Well, why no pre-treatment? Why no treatment at all? Even around, 12 o'clock, if you were expecting for a 3 p.m. storm, why no treatment whatsoever? And this is a sad story that we hear time and time again.
Schroer says he's drafting 2 bills. One will give voters a say over how MoDOT's budget works. The other would make it easier for drivers to sue the agency if they see that negligence led to crashes or damage. Because of the dangerous cold on the way, St. Louis City is extending its Code Blue protocols. Emergency shelters like Peter and Paul and Biddle will stay open through 9 o'clock Friday morning, offering hundreds of beds. Bi-State Development is also offering free shuttles to shelters for those who need them. Tonight, firefighters are searching for a man days after a massive fire in downtown St. Louis. The fire broke out early Friday morning near South 2nd and Gratiot. It traveled from one building to another, creating a massive fire. Multiple homeless people were evacuated. The fire chief tells us a person who was last seen inside is still missing. The ATF is working with St. Louis firefighters to try and find them.
We're slowly starting to delayer this piece by piece to see if we can locate the individual. And this is a large complex. This won't be a one-day job.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Sports betting has now been legal in Missouri for 2 days. As excitement grows for sports enthusiasts, local addiction experts are already raising red flags. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is just back from speaking with one of those experts who anticipates a spike in problem gambling.
And Mike, that's due to the ease of access. All you have to do is download an app right to your phone. Sports betting advocates say gone are the days of having to cross state lines to place a bet. Tonight, a St. Louis addiction expert, though, says make sure it doesn't lead to trouble.
BetMGM is coming to Missouri.
If you haven't seen them yet, get ready for brand new ads like this on social media.
BetMGM account. It's quick and easy.
Athletes and entertainers enticing Missourians to take advantage of sports betting.
You can finally bet in the state of Missouri.
We were there Monday as gaming operator DraftKings celebrated the big news.
There's no bigger, better sports fans than the people of Missouri.
The ease of placing a bet in an instant is what concerns addiction specialists like Aaron Laxton with Assisted Recovery Centers of America. He says his center currently sees a 5% rate of people coming in that report some type of gambling activity a year. He anticipates that number will go up. Prop bets, which focus on individual player stats in a game, are a fast-paced type of wager that some experts say carries a higher risk of developing addictive behavior.
The worst thing that can happen for someone that has a gambling disorder is to win the first time. Because they always want to go back and get that dopamine hit again. If you can think about an individual who's gambling large amounts, they start to lose money, they're hiding that from their family, they're hiding it from their friends, they start to isolate, and that cycle of shame just begins to multiply.
Missouri lawmakers are now pumping $5 million into a compulsive gambling fund to address the issue. Sports betting apps include safety features, which Laxton compares to a seat belt.
You can set limits on how much you're allowed. It can create barriers to where it's not as easy for you to make that bet.
Now, Blues Hall of Famer Brett Hull advises fans to, quote, do it responsibly, stay within your means, and don't chase your losses, end quote. Assisted Recovery Centers of America in downtown St. Louis offer same-day appointments, and you can call their hotline at that number right there, 314-645-6840.
Well, you still have less than 2 hours to give back on this Giving Tuesday. There are several St. Louis charities and nonprofits you can support this holiday season, like the St. Louis Area Diaper Bank and Operation Food Search. We have a full list right now at KSDK.com. If you text the word GIVING to 314-425-5355, we'll send you that list straight to your phone. How much is that doggy in the window? Well, right now they're free at the St. Louis County Animal Shelter, and tonight Malik Johnson, Division Manager for Animal Care and Control, explains how you can take part in the Home for the Holidays adoption event and help the shelter in other ways.
To come out today and tomorrow, we've increased our adoption hours for today, Tuesday, and tomorrow, Wednesday, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. All of the adoption fees are waived for any animal in the shelter, for you to come and adopt and take them home forever. So you can come in and foster at any time here at the St. Louis County Animal Care and Control Adoption Center. Our foster program is free each day. Just today and tomorrow will be our free adoptions for the shelter. If you're not quite ready to adopt, there's other ways to give back to your community. You can come into the St. Louis County Pet Adoption Center. You can be a volunteer for us. There's other ways that you can give back to the community. You can come be a dog walker, help wash dishes, do laundry for us here in the shelter. There's other ways for you to give back to the animals of the community. And you can also come in and donate to the shelter. You can bring blankets, you can bring food. We're actually trying to start a pet food pantry, so we're asking folks to donate food to the shelter so we can give back to the community and to those in need.
The St. Louis County Animal Shelter is located in Olivet at the intersection of Bauer Boulevard and Ashby Road. Again, it'll be open from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. tomorrow for free adoptions.
AI is here. It is here to stay.
Schools in the Show Me State tackling a 21st century learning curve.
A lot of students like to use AI to cheat.
The tools in place to harness, not harm, young minds.
Anything that benefits our students, we're all for it.
The AI and machine learning forecasts that we look at, they're all pointing to a frigid Thursday, and they have it right. We're tracking how low wind chills go and when this cold pattern will change.
Artificial intelligence is being integrated into our everyday lives, including at your child's school. Recently, the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education released its first statewide guidance on AI. And new at 10, Justina Cornell takes us inside Gateway Science Academy to see how it's shaping teachers and students.
The sound of the bell signals the start of a new day at Gateway Science Academy.
So any other symbols we want to mention? ID and what you got.
In this social studies class, students learn new lessons.
Okay, so talking kind of about how the 13 colonies developed.
Their minds grasp new information and new technology.
With using it so far, I have gotten a more imaginative way of thinking with that.
At Gateway Science Academy, AI is no longer a stranger. Some students see it as a personalized helper.
What I think is most helpful is it gives our students a chance to think outside the box.
If I'm stuck on what to write about, I can just ask it like an example of something that would be accurate in that time period.
Teachers have become students too. The enhanced technology is new for 8th grade social studies teacher Sean Ballman.
I think if you talk to any teacher in America right now, they'll tell you that AI usage is one of our top concerns for students. And so a way that we've been getting ahead of that is teaching students how to harness and leverage AI for their own educational benefit.
Noah Devine, executive director of the Missouri Charter Public School Association, knows the power of AI.
AI is here. It is here to stay. It's the question now for educators is how are you going to use it well, and what are you going to allow kids access to do that?
For Gateway, it's using an AI platform called Magic School.
Students can enter into a chat room with their specific, I call it a consultant, with my classroom so they can bounce ideas off of this consultant.
Ballman uses Magic School to strategize and personalize.
It gives me a number of good ideas as it pertains to project-based learning, as it pertains to how to structure a debate assignment in our social studies classes, how to structure historical writing assignments. It gives a number of different creative ideas that, as a teacher, we're stretched thin sometimes.
What are the safeguards in place? I know some people were like, oh, what if they just use AI to get all the answers and whatnot, which could be a misconception. How are you guys monitoring that?
So something that we've done with Magic School is that teachers themselves can go in and set the parameters for a chatbot. For example, I can put into the coding, don't give students the answers, let them work it through themselves.
At first, I was a little bit hesitant because a lot of students like to use AI to cheat, but using Magic Student, it helps me form the ideas. It doesn't just give me the answer.
Every time that bell rings, Ballman is reminded that each new day is another chance to learn something new.
Once I got into utilizing the technology, I saw the benefits. I saw, more importantly, the benefits for our students. And any teacher will tell you that's what we're focused on. Anything that benefits our students, we're all for it.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
And just last month, Gateway Science Academy presented at Missouri's annual Charter Conference, speaking to hundreds of teachers. It was about the growing impact of artificial intelligence in the classroom. Well, they've decked the halls at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Just a few hours ago, one of the young patients flipped the switch on the hospital's Love Light celebration. Patients and their families were treated to a day full of food, music, and visits from Santa and some of his special helpers. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoined us now with a weather impact forecast, a forecast that is bitter cold.
It is, especially as we get into Thursday. Tomorrow, we actually get a boost. We're going to be back above freezing, and some of us may get about 40 degrees, but it doesn't last for long. We have that weather impact alert day coming Thursday as the bitter cold moves back in. This will be the coldest air we've seen so far this season. By Thursday morning, wind chills, in some cases 5 degrees below zero. In other cases, farther south of St. Louis, around 10 degrees. Either way, you're going to need the hats, the gloves, the scarves, a whole lot of layers here on Thursday. And that really sticks out on our next 7 days. We've got temperatures tomorrow well into the 30s. If you don't have snow on the ground, you're probably going to be above 40 degrees tomorrow. The rest of us, though, that do have snow, your temperatures are held back because of that. Going into the weekend, temperatures don't really get all that warm, but they do moderate from the cold on Thursday. One of the things that we're dealing with, look at these snowfall totals from yesterday. We had the highest amounts on the northern half of the metro area, parts of St. Charles into northern St. Louis County into Madison County. That's where we had more than 3 inches of snow, 3.8 officially at Lambert. That's a record for Monday. That brings us to 10.2 inches so far this season. Third snowiest start to the season. With that snow on the ground, the Arctic air that's once again crossing the Canadian border and heading southbound with that system doesn't really have a chance to modify, get any warmer. There's snow on the ground all the way from here to Canada. That front comes through later tomorrow. Behind it, there's likely to be a band of snow flurries and snow showers tomorrow evening. Don't think there's going to be much in the way of any accumulation, but then the Arctic air surges in, and you have single digit, both above and a little below zero temperatures for wind chills early on Thursday. And by midday, we warm those back up into the double digits. At least there, we're back around 15 for what it feels like by midday on Thursday. Still cold. 24 right now, 26 was the high, 22 was the low. No measurable precipitation today. Upper teens, lower 20s tonight, partly cloudy conditions across the area. And again, when we look at the 7-day forecast, the one thing that really just sticks out, that bitterly cold weather here for Thursday. Some of us may be down into the single digits for actual air temperatures on Friday morning, as the sky should be mostly clear and the wind should be light. But by Friday afternoon, back into the upper 30s. Eventually, we will start to see the snow melt a little bit during the afternoon, especially with some sunshine Friday into Saturday. There is another system, Mike, that could bring us a little rain-snow mix perhaps on Sunday. It doesn't look very impressive at this point.
All right, Scott, thanks. Corey is in with sports.
Well, Mike, it's a busy night on the college basketball scene. East St. Louis went for another football state title, and one team in town has not lost a game since 2023. Sports is up after the break.
And a new episode of Outside the Forecast has dropped on the 5+ streaming app. Weather impact meteorologist Lance Blocker takes a closer look at last weekend's snowstorm. You can watch for free on your smart TV. Just search for KSDK in your app store.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel is now available in Missouri.
Here's one of the best things about the college basketball season. It's a random Tuesday night and you have just a plethora of local teams in action. And tonight's games had plenty of intrigue as well. Dennis Gates and Mizzou have played the second easiest schedule in college basketball so far this season. Tonight they got a test on the road against Notre Dame in the SEC ACC Challenge. Anthony Robinson is a menace on defense. Not one, but 2 big-time first-half steals leading to slams for the Tiger point guard. Notre Dame roared back to take the lead, but the Tigers were resilient. Mark Mitchell. Yeah, that's a 3-point play. Tigers down 4. Jacob Cruz, he was on fire from 3 tonight. That one gave Mizzou a 4-point lead with 8:30 left. Irish took the lead back, and then Mark Mitchell stole it again. That's a 3, Mizzou by 2. This game came all the way down to the wire. It just ended. Notre Dame hit a late 3 and got the win, 76-71. SLU still out on their California road trip. Robbie Avila and company facing a good Loyola Marymount team. And the Billikens came out hot. Amari McCautry, nice floater for 2. Deion Brown, this one's going to be good from distance. The Billikens shot 53% from the field in the first half and took a 40-24 lead in halftime. Right now, SLU still leads by a comfortable margin. SIUE on the road at North Florida, and Ring Malik continued his hot start to the season. He can pump fake, make shots from mid-range. He can stretch the court, shoot it from 3 at 6'9", and he can clean up the rebound and finish at the rim. 31 points, 10 rebounds for Malik as SIUE beats North Florida 72-63. East St. Louis was supposed to play for the 6A state title against Oak Park Fenwick on Saturday. The snow pushed the game to today in normal for Darren Sunkett's squad, and they have a tank on offense. Myson Johnson Cook rumbles down the sideline. He trucks a guy. He didn't get in. He stepped out of bounds, but he'd punch it in for a touchdown soon after. Flyers playing from behind, but here's a big play. Amir Tillman takes the handoff, then takes it 55 yards for the touchdown. East St. Louis on top. Flyers losing in the 4th right now until Ahmad Coleman scores, and the extra point makes it 28-all. Fenwick kicked a field goal to go ahead, and then East St. Louis throws a crushing interception, and it is Fenwick who denies the Flyers their 12th state title with a 38-28 upset victory. The Blues injury ward needs some more space. Last night, forward Nathan Walker was added to the list after injuring his lower body on this shot block. He'll be reevaluated in 8 weeks. Today, the Blues made a trade for minor league forward Akil Thomas. The speedy winger has 32 games of NHL experience with 4 career goals. Well, our town has been quite the college soccer standout in recent years. This year's no different. The SLU men are in the Elite 8, the UMSL women are in the D2 Elite 8, and the WashU women are once again in the D3 Final Four. The #1 ranked Bears shipped out today for Salem, Virginia to play for another national championship. They won it all last year and, in fact, have not lost a game since falling in the national championship game in 2023. Every year is different, though, and this year's Bears squad is focused on writing their own story.
Last year was awesome, but we're just focused on this year. Every year it's a new team, a little bit different nuances, and just trying to have our best selves on the field on Thursday and compete.
I just think we're really proud of ourselves and we want to finish the job, but we know we can do it and we believe in ourselves.
I hope they take away and understand how special and how hard this is. Winning is hard. Winning in the NCAA tournament is even harder. To make it to the Final Four is really special. I want them to take that all in, but still show up with their best on Thursday.
That'll do it for sports, Mike.
All right, Corey, thanks. Once again, 5 on Your Side and the Foster and Adoptive Care Coalition are collecting holiday gifts for children impacted by foster care. We have thousands of little wishes to grant. If you would like to help, go to ksdk.com/littlewishes, and we'll be right back. The holidays have arrived on Capitol Hill. Hours ago, House Speaker Mike Johnson flipped the switch on the People's Tree. The 53-foot red fir made a stop in St. Louis last month on its way from Nevada to D.C. And less than 24 hours from now, they'll light the Rockefeller Christmas tree in New York City. You can watch it live as Reba McEntire hosts Christmas in Rockefeller Center. It airs tomorrow night at 7 right here on 5 on Your Side. Well, you know, the road to Milan comes through St. Louis next month when Team USA will be selected during the U.S. Figure Skating Championships at an Enterprise Center. At the same time, junior and novice skaters will compete at Centene Community Ice Center in Maryland Heights. Tickets are now on sale for those sessions, and we have a link in the As Seen on TV section on KSDK.com. And Scott has a final check of that cold weather.
Oh, yeah, the cold is coming. It's already here, but we're going to get it reinforced, and it's even colder than what's here right now. Our temperatures will be down into the lower teens early on Friday morning. Thursday, though, is the day where those wind chills will really get you early in the morning. Temperatures do moderate a little over the weekend. 22 is about 25, 27 degrees below average for this time of year for a high.
All right, there you have it. 5 on Your Side at 10. We're always streaming on 5 Plus. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. Stay safe.